Very good morning you all. You are most welcome to this video lecture, and this is designed specially for all branch of students of engineering. Why it is engineering? For all the students who want to select software as a career. Okay. And in this video lecture, I am going to cover the .NET Core. Regarding this .NET Core, it seems a new concept, but it is not new. The foundation goes back to the Visual Studio, then it came the .NET framework, and ultimately we are going for this .NET Core. We will see why we will go for this .NET Core when Visual Studio was existing and .NET framework is there. Why we will go for this .NET Core and what are the things we can do with this .NET Core, and when Java is available, PHP is available, MySQL is available, and a lot more. Say for example, Ruby on Rails is available. A lot of things, front end, back end are available. Why we go for this .NET? Remember, there is a saying, especially for the engineering students who do not know anything, he can learn .NET, or who cannot learn anything, even if this .NET is easier than C. So nowadays C language is compulsory for all the students. It is irrespective of engineering. In the 9th or 10th grade level also they are putting C, C++, up to Java is also there up to 10th. Okay, and in some cases they also know the advanced concept of Java in some ICSE pattern or some CBSE pattern. Especially the schools in some metros and all things, they focus on this advanced concept of all these languages. Evening they are going for Python, they are going for all the things they are covering, so that when the students come to some engineering, to some IITs or some other organizations, they feel comfortable doing those applications there. Okay. Now we come to focus our thing here in this video lecture. I am going for a demo and I am going for all the things. See, it will be a video series and I have a target of minimum 1000 views. Say, you can say why you will go for these views. Unless 1000 views are there, I am not going to release the second video. So it is up to you, you want the second video or you don't want. So now let us focus to this .NET framework. See, .NET framework, if you see the history, it was just like a framework. Previously, Visual Studio, it is just like a graphical user interface language, graphical user language. So we are used to drag and drop, and we are able to do all the front end, and we are using some code behind language, that is the C#, and we can go for some database connectivity like the MySQL or MySQL, whatever you say. And you will be happy to know that this entire .NET framework, Visual Studio and all things, these are all Microsoft product. And I am not in favor of Microsoft for recommending or rejecting. It is damn easy. You know, working with Windows operating system, it is a layman who does not know anything. 2 minutes you ask him to stand in front of system and do something, and he will start learning all the things. So in India, nobody taught, I think, some crores of people regarding how to operate this operating system. Just to say this is the switch on button, a click, okay, go ahead. It is maybe wrong, it is right, you go on. After 4 or 5 days, you will, the live example is that I am the person who have never learned any computer program outside, because I being a civil engineering student and migrated to computer science engineering. First when I started in 1999 or 98, then 98 I think people are having computers. So I just purchased a computer to learn, because computer training was costly there. So I have taken a bank loan to purchase a computer to learn it, and the provider, he told me, just switch on in, these are the applications, whatever you want to do, any software problem that I will solve, don't break any hardware part. So I used to do, when there is some complicated or some problem with that, he come and repair all things. Okay. So in this scenario, I can tell you one thing. This is the thing we can do, any student can learn this .NET. Okay, that is the reason I am giving this program name .NET for all. It is for teaching, it is for non-teaching, it is for programmer, anybody can do it here. Then while coming to this Visual Studio, in 2000, when I worked as a assistant professor in some colleges like Vitam College, now it is there in some other place 20 years back. So then I have worked with the Visual Basics, some 4 version and 5 version, and I was excited to do something. Some form is created, I can take some objects, take some elements and all the things. I can create a button, I can create a, so all the things it is good, and students used to do some projects and I used to learn and work with them and learn from them. We both we learn. The students also learn, I also learn. And I also successful forget, because what I learn I successful forget. Then there was a problem with the systems. What is the system I had, that also it is not compatible. So whatever I will be learning, I will be forgetting after 1 month. Okay, something I will do and the system will not support. I cannot install that one. So that chapter will be closed. Again, the next year when we go for some project, again we have to learn something. Again, I have to forget all this. So now I want to tell you, when this Visual Studio people worked on these things, they were excited. It is very simple program. You can run, you can deploy, you can go for console applications, you can go for Windows applications, and we can go for web applications. Okay. Then when they thought about the .NET framework, you see it is just like a framework. So it supports a lot of language, it supports a lot of database. Say you worked on Fortran, you know COBOL, whatever the language till now it is there, you know, everything is compatible with that one. So then suppose you have developed something already in some Fortran and you want to migrate to .NET framework or .NET, it is possible because that it is compatible with all the things. That means when all the languages were struggling for their existence, Microsoft thought to bring them under one umbrella. So that is the .NET framework, which I think almost all the languages was compatible, but there are certain issues that time. It was not supporting all the operating systems. Say for the time being, that then it was working on only Windows operating system, and afterwards they tried to put it in Mac operating system, Linux operating system. Now even if they worked, it is system specific. That means, say if you installed in Windows, it will work specifically on Windows. If you install in other operating system, it will work on that one. So it was not cross language operations was not possible. That means I developed something in Windows, it will run in Linux or run in Mac, it was not possible. Okay. So then what they thought, so let us think, develop, design and deploy some new technology where it is open source, it can be open source, anybody can download, anybody can work with that one, and the same time it will be cross platform or cross language operations also it is possible. Okay. So you develop in your system, you work in any system, you develop in your language, it run in any other languages or any other operating system. Other languages I am not talking with Telugu, English, I am talking about the operating systems. Okay. So everything it is possible with the advent of this .NET Core. Okay. Now let us see, let us have a small look of what is this. See, the developer, they used to use, I go for this thing, they used to use this .NET framework to create Windows desktop applications, server based application, and by default it is the console applications. Console applications means in command mode, you type something, you write the program, you run it there. That we call it as the console application. Okay. Similarly, whenever we try to run some graphical user interfaces applications in your system, in your Windows, we call it as the Windows desktop applications. It is only possible on your desktop. You cannot run in other servers and all things. And when you want to run it through server based, that means I can deploy in a server and number of clients can be connected. So whenever we develop this internet, network connectivity and the Java and all things, then everybody thought about the applications, web-based applications. So when you go for these server-based or web-based applications, then here also it supports that one. So we can say, so all these applications, what is possible, whether we go for the console application, whether we go for Windows desktop applications, whether we go for server based applications, everything was supported by the .NET framework. Then the question comes, when everything was supported by this one, then why should you go for .NET Core? It is a good thing. This .NET Core is used to create server applications that run on all the operating system. It is cross language or cross platform, that is Windows, Linux and Mac, everywhere it works. Okay, then we will be using another thing, that is some say, even I told you that it's just like a graphical user interface, a drag and drop in window applications or web-based applications, we can do it. Okay, then we need some coding part, and we need the coding language which this .NET will understand. So it is the C sharp. It supports a number of languages like C++, C++, then Visual C++, and Fox Pro, Fox. So like that, so many languages it is there. But mainly, the C sharp is designed. It is a object-oriented language, and it is designed for this .NET. Okay, that's why we call it as the C sharp with the code behind language, or CBL. Okay, so we call it as the code behind language, or CBL. So this will be using mainly, even if there is a possibility that you can use any language, C++, VC++, Visual Fox Pro, Visual Java, all things you can do, but it is more easy, more comfortable and more effective. 90% of the people, they are using the C sharp. You can also use, and it is not difficult. The name only looks like C sharp. So from the sharp you can understand it is similar to the other C style language, but it is more effective, and it is specifically designed for this .NET. Okay. Then these are the things I told about this .NET framework. Framework, a thing in a frame, you can put anybody's photo and anything you can put it there. So like that, whatever things you want to do, you can do using this framework. Now we come to the .NET Core. This .NET Core is a cross-platform and open source framework. Okay, it is also a framework, but it is a cross-platform. So you write in Windows, it can run in Linux. You write in Linux, it can work in Mac. You write in Mac, it can run in everywhere. Okay, so and vice versa is also true. And it can be used to develop applications on any platform, and often it is used for cloud application also. Okay, even if for the cloud applications, and for also now you are using mobile applications, all the things, that also you can use these things for using that one. Okay, so now let us see other things also, enterprise application, also for some microservices, that I will explain what is this microservices and why these are so important. Now I am talking about the cross platform. Can we, yeah, if you make it little yeah. So then we are talking about the cross platform needs. So we use it when the application needs to run across various platforms, okay, or multiple platforms such as Windows, Linux, then the Mac operating system, and those operating systems are supported. These operating systems, usually the .NET framework does not support all the things. Okay, they are supported as platforms such as, okay, all the things, they are supported as development workstations, and the list of supported operating systems is also growing. Okay, then Visual Studio can be used on Windows with a new limited versions. I am talking about the Visual Studio. Then Visual Studio Code can be used on Windows, Linux and Mac operating systems. You are using some editor, you will be acquainted with some editor. One of the editor is VSC or Visual Studio Code. This Visual Studio Code, just like we are using Sublime, I told you, Atom, I told you. So it is just like Visual Studio Code. It is a Microsoft product, and this is you can use in Windows, you can use in Linux, you can also use in Mac. But there is different versions are available. Not what you download for Windows, it will not run in Linux, and what the thing you download and run for Linux, it will not run in Mac operating system. There are different packages available for that one, and the command line can be used on all the supported platform. Okay, so this is the meaning of cross-platform needs. It can, the software we can install, we can develop, and it can run in any platform. It is Windows, it is Mac, it is Linux. Okay. Then we go for the microservices. These microservices, it is a form of service-oriented architecture. You know the SOA or the service-oriented architecture, and their software applications comprised of small modular business services. Okay, what is the microservices? They are the small modular means you can grow. You are keep a one module of that, just like a brick. You are putting another brick and you are making a wall like that. Now I started with a single module. I go for another module I added. So you can go on adding. Okay. So applications comprised of small modular business services, and each service can run on a unique process and be deployed independently and be created in different programming applications. And this .NET Core allows a mix of technologies that is lightweight and can be minimized for each microservices. It is scalable as new microservices are added. Suppose you are using one microservice and if some microservice is added, as it is scalable, you can add on that one also. Okay. Then another thing it is coming like the Docker. So it is a new word for you will be see who have some idea is DevOps, especially who already got jobs and who are planning for this joining TCS, joining Wipro and joining Infosys, etc. It is the need of the hour, that is you must get some acquainted with the DevOps. Okay, developer and operations both are combined DevOps, and how you can effectively do all the things. So there you are using GitHub and so many things you are using, and one of the concept you are using Docker. So you are using the Docker containers, and here also we can use all these microservices. Okay, it is a containers and microservices architecture often are used together. So here the Docker and microservices operations they are used together by hand in. So because both are lightweight and modular, and .NET Core works very well with containers. Okay, now we can understand about the Docker container. Now server apps can be deployed cross-platform to Docker containers also, and this .NET framework can also be used for containers, but the image size is larger. That is the reason we are not using for this .NET framework. I am talking about .NET framework, that is the previous version, but now we are using .NET Core. .NET Core is very much compatible and you can very much use. And then if you have high performance and scalable systems, so you need Microsoft recommended running .NET Core with ASP.NET Core. All this we can go for scalable, that means we can increase modular, and then you can also you can use the all these web based things using this thing also. Okay. Then if you are running multiple .NET versions side by side, that is also possible with .NET Core, and if you are command line interfaces CLI, that is also possible. Yes, some developers prefer working in lightweight editors and command line control. Okay, CLI, command line interfaces, and .NET Core has a CLI for all supported platforms, and it requires minimal installations on production machines, and there still is the optimality of opportunity to switch to an ID such as Visual Studio ID. Okay, so this is the things I have given. See, when we talk about this .NET Core, three things are possible. One is the window applications, one is the web applications, console application by default will be there. For this web application, we can go for WPF, so window forms, window platform forms, all the things, applications are also there. So Windows Forms and WPF applications are not supported, and you still have to. This is I am talking about the Mac operating system, and we use Mono to make the .NET desktop applications for this Mac operating system. For Mac operating system, you still use a Mono to use these Windows applications or Windows Forms, etc. Then ASP.NET Web Form, it does not exist. Microsoft has planned to port them the ASP.NET Core. For the time being, it is not there in ASP.NET because I am using ASP.NET Core, the very old version 2.2. It is I think 1 year back I used it. So as on date, I think version higher versions are available, but most frequent versions people are using 3.1.3 or 3. Maximum 3.3, something like that. Okay, so because you need some system configuration for that one, and I will tell you what are the things you need for that one and what you have to do, that everything I will explain you. Okay, similarly you need to create the WCF services also that you can do, and missing third party library supports, because .NET Core 2, that is the earlier versions, it was not supporting compatible with the so many .NET framework. So now I think it is compatible. Then missing .NET framework features also, some issue was there. Now you need to access the Windows specific APIs also, that you can WML also you can use it. Then partial support of the VB.NET and F Sharp. Okay, so Fox Pro Sharp, and these are the some of the things I discussed about all things. Now let us see how we go for installing and how you go for this configuration of this .NET. Okay, now let me, these are the some informations, introductions I have to give to you, that I have given. Okay, now let us switch to the actual thing. Now I close it here. I don't think, yeah, you save it, no issue. Yeah, now, yeah, now I can go for this thing. Now for installations we have two ways. Just you can go for .NET. Okay, so I type it here. So notepad and enter. So you have a notepad here. So you can go for http colon slash slash .dot.net. Okay, so this is the thing you need to go for. HTTP, all the lower cases, but just for showing purpose I am showing you. I am increasing the font size also. HTTP HTTP colon slash slash .net. Okay, so when you go for this thing, I can show you if you want. I will give a demonstration for you also here. So let us go for this one. Now I am here and I am using something, don't worry for this sort of things. So I am going HTTP lowercase HTTP shift colon slash slash dot .net is already there. When you click on this thing and if your internet is there, you will immediately see .NET, a free cross-platform open source a developer platform for building web apps. Okay, so two options is there, either the get started or you can go for the download. So suppose I go for download. Okay, so if I go for the download, then immediately it will ask you two things are there. One is the .NET Core, one is for Windows, one is for Linux, one is for Mac operating system, one is for the Docker container. So anywhere you can use it there. Okay. Now the current versions available with us for this .NET Core, it is .NET Core 3.1, and previously I was using .NET Framework 4.6, but here it is recommending .NET Framework 4.8. So these are things are there. But we are going for the slide version of .NET Core because I want to work with the .NET Core, not the .NET Framework. Then you can go for download the .NET Core runtime or download the .NET Core SDK and all .NET Core downloads. No, so you don't need this runtime. So you have to go for this middle one, download .NET Core, just like the JVM or JDK you are using. For this it is SDK, nothing to worry about that one. So you need to download, and because it has automatically recommended, otherwise you can check what is your operating system, 64-bit, what is the things, based on that you can also download. Or if you want to go for the .NET Park also, .NET Framework also, you can go for any of the things, and .NET Framework runtime or dev pack or download, because we are not using the .NET Framework now, I am not focusing on that one. Okay, so it is this, remember this is, remember .NET Framework is, it can do all the works what .NET Core is doing, but the thing is that it is only for Windows only version of .NET for building any type of app that runs on Windows. So it is a cross platform. If you develop here, you run in Linux, you run in Mac operating system, everywhere it will run. So because I don't want to install, already a older version is already available with me and it is already filled, so I don't want to experiment with the new one. Anyway, once this video lecture is over, then I will try the new one. So we are going to download .NET Core SDK, that also I have already downloaded. I am going to show you. It looks like this one. Now I minimize these things. What I already downloaded, it is available on my folder here, and you go to the downloads, and in the downloads you can see .NET SDK 1.3. I am talking about this one. It is already downloaded. By double clicking you have to run this one. Okay, so don't worry for any sort of things now, and don't try to, because these are the things by mistake I have done. This is you have to delete all the things. It is not necessary. I did a mistake that time, just going for shift delete. Okay, 27 items, right? Okay, great. So now, so my, so these things are available. .NET SDK is there, and also this is different thing. Okay, now for installing you can double click and install. Installations part I am not showing it here. If you are interested, you can check the website and how to install this. Check your what is the operating system versions and all things. Based on that, a lot of videos are available for installation. Just click, nothing to worry for that one. You can install. As a computer science student, there is no need to tell you how to install a software. Okay. Now I have already installed everything. Now I am going for checking what is installed or not. Okay. So now I go for the CMD. Now I go for the CMD. I go in the command mode. So I am already there in the C drive users and user. Okay. So now I have to check whether .NET is installed. So .NET, type the command .NET. Okay. Control plus is not taking. Okay. Don't worry. So I use the command .NET, enter. So it is showing yes, .NET, it is running. Okay, and everything is there. Display .NET core information and all. It is properly display the installed SDK is installed. Runtime is also installed, and .NET core also installed. Okay, so these are the things. It is already installed. So nothing to worry about of all the things. Okay. Now the thing is that suppose you want to check the version. So type it .NET space version. So my version is 2.2.101. This is the version I am using. Okay. So you want to see where is this .NET? You type this command where where .NET. It's clear. So using this, you can also see it is in C program files .NET and .NET.exe. It is there. Okay. Where it is? It is in C drive. It is in program files, and it is in the .NET folder and the .NET.exe there. Okay. So now you have some minimum idea about this .NET. Okay. Now the thing is that I have to how to create some console applications and how to create some web-based applications. For creating the console applications, that is the command line applications. So I have already created a folder and everything I want to put it there. Okay, for that I created. If you check the directory here, dir, you can find a number of applications. There you can find yeah, I go for this one. My console application should be there. Can you see my console app? Can you see, some of you, my console app? That means whatever my console applications, I want to put it there. Okay, what are my console applications? I want to, because better create a folder and keep it instead of scattering here and there. Create a folder. How to create a folder? You know. So mkdir space my console app I created. So already it is there. So I want to go to that folder. Write cd my my console console app. Check it. So cd my console app. Okay. So it is there. So inside this my console applications, what are the files I want to check? I have this much of files. What are the files are there? .vs code is there, and program. So some application, something it is there. Okay, my console.applications. Okay, now I want to run this program. For running this program, just to type .NET space run, .NET space run. You run this application, it is showing hello world. So you can say, where is this hello world? You have not written anything, and it is coming. Yeah, I'll show you these things. Don't worry. I have already written, and it is already created. So while I am running this .NET program, it is showing hello world. It is a console application because it is running on your desktop. It is running in the command prompt only. I am not going to any browser. I am not doing all the things. Okay. Now Now you can say, sir, where is the program? You are not showing anything and running something. Yes, let us go there. Already I installed VS Code, that is a Visual Studio Code. Some versions I have installed long back. I don't remember the version. You can check also. So for that, just you type CODE code space dot code space dot and enter. Okay. Now you are there in your Visual Studio Code editor. You are there in your Visual Studio Code editor. Now you can see there are two files available. One is the my console app.cs project, then my program.cs. Okay. So now we are there in program.cs. The program.cs you are using, so these are the library using system, and I am using the namespace. Your namespace should be same as the file name you saved it here. I have given the project name, that is the my console app. Here the name is also same. It's clear? So I already created my console app. The same thing it is coming here. And you want to create a folder under this. You click it here, new folder. You want to create a file. You can click it here. You can do all the things. And you want to refresh. You can refresh. And you want to collapse all things. Everything you can do it here. And suppose you want to go for some add some extension. Clicking it here, just search it. If it is not there, you can also download and you can go for that one. Okay, these are things you can do. Now you can see it here, something it is appearing here. Say this is also one of the terminal. Automatically it will not come. So you have to type control tilde. You have to press control tilde. How you, what is the things you write it here? I am showing. You have to do it here. CTRL caps lock CTRL control plus tilde, sorry, back control plus tilde. If you click this control plus tilde, then this new window it will appear here. This is just like you can see the problems, you can see the debugging console, and you can see the terminal. So this we call it the PowerShell, and PowerShell prompt you can also do all the things what you have done. Suppose I want to run this program here, also I can run it, I can see the output. There is no need to go to the console. So what I need to do? So just go for .NET space run, .NET space run. See what is the output? 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, so hello world it has, so in 5 seconds it has shown it here. So it is also very fast, it is light, and it is by default available with the Visual Studio Code VSC. Okay, so only you pressing this control tilde, it will appear by default. It will be there somewhere, it will be hidden. So once you click this, it is there, and you can do all things what the operations you are doing, because all the times I have to go to the command mode and I have to do no, I can do it here also. It's clear? Now if you see it here, then you have a class. The class name I have defined the program, and here the class also the same program.cs file is available. So static void main string arguments, you know this is the thing, and console.writeline it is just like the printf command. So hello world. So I have written a program here which has to display hello world. Suppose instead of hello world I want to write hello final year CSE students. Okay, what is the output? It should come like this. So control S, saved it. Okay, then I run it. One, two, three, four, five. Yeah, what has it in? Hello final year CSE students. You got it now? You got it now? So now whatever the things you want to be displayed in this console mode or the console app or in the command mode, that you can do it here and you can see, but it is always not advisable, because whenever we do some large program, maybe it will be difficult to write all this program here and run here. Second thing is that it will not support the web apps. So whenever I want to web-based applications, it is not possible, because console you can understand it, it will not support the graphical user interface, and web-based it will not support. Okay, so that is the reason. Here you can write a number of program, and you can write all the things, how to declare variable, how to do this one, how to go for operator, how to go for if else. What the thing you want to do it here. Where is the coding? Everything is available in the net. So I once explained the procedure how to do. After that, how to console, how to write these the applications and how to do. You check it. What are the some sample programs here and there you can run. Okay. Otherwise, if you want me to run, I'll write some program and show you. Okay. I want to in the today video lectures again. I want to show you something on these other things also. Similarly, suppose you want some help. Okay. I want some help. What you need to do? So you come here. The command mode it is better. So I write .NET. Yeah, come here. You are already in this console app, and I want to write .NET .NET space / help. Okay, .NET / help. See, these are the helps it is coming. Lot of things. So you can know about the SDK option, you can know about this, you can know add, build, help, and run. .NET run. You are writing, this is build and run a .NET project. So web new is there. Create a new .NET project or file. For that you are using new. So similarly, OPQR STUV, where is the W should be there somewhere. So everything you can check it here. You can try everything there. Okay. So suppose you want to do something web applications. The similar way you can do it here. Okay. So now these are the things I have given you a small demonstration. Then using new also you can see .NET. You go for new NEW space help. Okay. Now let us see what is happening. See, it is coming something different thing. What it is coming, you see. So it is showing about the console application, class library, unit test projects, all the things. Even if say if you want ASP.NET Core empty, you have to use the web. If you want to MVC, model view and controller, this is very important. Model view and controller. For that you have to use MVC. You MVC.NET Core web apps. Suppose you want to. This is the core empty. If you go for core app, you have to go for the web app. Okay. So web applications you have to go for web app, and ASP.NET Core empty that you have to go for web. Okay. So for core empty you have to use web, and for web app you have to use web app. Similarly, you can go for the Razor, which are all the light versions. Razor will be somewhere I don't know. Yeah, Razor class library, and all things React and everything you can work with these things. Okay. So now you got some minimum idea how to work on all the things. Suppose you want to create a new console, you can write .NET new console. Suppose under my console already already it is there. If you want to create a new file under that one, just .NET new console. Okay. So if you type it here, it will be repeated because already it is existing there. So I write CLS clear screen. So it has cleared the screen. It's clear. Now I am already in the my console app. So I want to come out of that one because I want to see some web apps. Okay, let I have already created so my web app. See, if you create a folder here my web app, so only an empty folder will be created. But if you are creating like this, there is a procedure say like this .NET, okay, .NET space, okay, new, sorry, .NET space new and space -o for the output, okay, O stand for the output, and I want to write something like the web app. Suppose inside the web app I want to create another, okay, new, go for this one new. Already I am in the web app folder, web app or my web app, whatever it is the web app, it is the web app, it is the web app, and space -o and space. I want to create another folder where all the sample cases will be there. So I am writing. Suppose I want to go for the .app. Okay, the name I am giving. You can give any name. I am giving .app. Okay. So once you enter it will create all the things, and with all the .cs project and .c# file. So for C# extension, you can give .cs. Say suppose I am write the program .cs C#, it will be like this: program.cs C# file. Okay, so we can write it C sharp. Similarly, you can go give it for something like that, some program dot cs project. Say already I have shown you some program dot cs dot CSPROJ. So this is these are all the I think packages, all the packages it will be there in this .cs projects. I will show you, and what is there also I will show you, don't worry. Okay. So now suppose I want to check it about some packages. So I am not going to create it now because already it is there. Okay. So now suppose I want to go back. I am going to my console. Okay. So suppose I want to see what are the files are there. So for that I write dir in the file systems, in the console application I am going, and there is a file called program.cs. I want to see that file. How do you see that file? Say for that what you need to do, you write type space program, type space program dot cs. Okay. So using this type command also you can see type program full name is there, so it will not run. Program type program dot cs. What it is showing? Say what is your file program dot cs, what I have shown you, the same thing it is displaying it here. Suppose I want to see my console app dot cs project. Okay, you write it type, okay, type space, okay, my console app dot cs project. Okay, check it here, my console app cs project is there. So type space my console app cs project, let us see. So it is also showing you, enter, it is showing the all the packages it is there. So I am using execution, I am going Netcore 2.2 version here. I am in the project, I am using SDK and Microsoft.NET, and SDK also I am using it here. If it is a web application, then at the end it will come .web here, but I am not using web application, so these are things there. So all the things you can do, and you can write a number of program. I am talking about the console applications you can do. So how to write these console applications, I will provide you some material to you, don't worry at this moment, but you try to download, you try to install, and then try to learn all these commands what I have given you and practice. Okay, then we are switching to the other one. Okay, then I come out of these things, cd space come out of these things, then I go for the dir, what are the directory there, web application is there, let me see. So my web app is there. Okay, then I go to cd my web app. Okay, this already I created also, cd my web app. So cd my web app, go there. So see what are the files are there. So I go for the directory, these are the files are there. Okay, so you can some JSON, Java script, notations like that there. JavaScript object notation JSON, and I already told you that you must explore what is this JSON. Okay, and it is the substitute for these things. So previously we are using the JavaScript, and you can go for this JSON also. It is more structured and more easy and more comfortable will be. A little 2-3 hours you explore this what is the JSON. Okay, I already have videos and already I prepared some materials, but it is not, but my state is that you people are not neither viewing nor putting a like or dislike, and nobody is subscribing. That is the reason. What are the good videos I am not interested, because I cannot send individually to one by one. What I need to, if you subscribe automatically new videos it will come to you. So long as you don't subscribed so many new videos you cannot see, so I will be helpless. Okay, don't worry for these sort of things. Okay, okay, don't worry. Now these are the files are available here. Okay, the same thing also you can see it here, what is there in program side and all the things, startup.cs and all things there. Okay, so I'm not going to show it here. Now let us go to our Visual Studio Code here. Okay, now it is there. Now I have to close it because already I am there in the console applications. I close it successfully. I close this my console application. This is something different. Yeah, you don't disturb this one. This is I'm working on that one. So I need to go here. Where am I? So I am in my web apps. So there I write code space dot. For using this VS Code, you have to write this one code space dot, enter. Okay, now it is here. Now you are there. You see that time you are in my console. Now you are here inside this my web app. So you are going for web app. The name I have given my web app. So you see by default this VS Code is there. It is created. The first time when you are running, it will ask you whether install okay. Just press it okay. That I already have done. Then bean object properties. Then you are getting my web app.cs project and program.cs, and this is the new thing it is appearing here, startup.cs. Let us see the program.cs. The program.cs, if you see it is same, you don't have any problem here. So only thing is that what I am using, let me check it for you. Yeah, so here for using a number of libraries, you have to use the command using system dot collection dot generic, using space system dot input IO. Just how you are writing the C program. So by default it will be there, but if you want to once you copy and paste it, you can use it for new programs also there. Then system dot threading dot task, system dot link, Microsoft.ASP.NET Core, Microsoft.ASP.NET. So you are not writing, it will by default it will there, but if it is not there, first time you copy and write it there. Okay. Then I am using the namespace. Your namespace, the program name the same. It is my web app. I am writing my web app. Public class program. This is the program file I am putting. This is the main class and I am setting it here. Then public static void main string, your program starts here. And suppose I want to run. So I close this one and I want to write the same console application. Okay, what is the console? This is my app. This must be displayed there. I control S. Save it here. Okay. Now for running this thing, same thing. You come here and you yeah, just to write .NET run, .NET run, .NET run. So what you are expecting? It did not come anything. Where I have written? You have to come here. Put it here. So this is the thing I am putting in there. Still it is not running. Okay, Control S, save it. Once you saved, then you come here. Why is it not running? I don't understand. Okay, so then I type it here. Okay, okay, the previous one is running. Sorry. So it is still running. So then I go for yeah. So now because one program was already running, that is the problem they are showing. So I want to run this program. So I run it .NET run .NET run. Okay. Now see, it is not showing you the output. Why? Because it is a web based. Instead, what it is showing? It is showing you 3 and 7 using system.io and using Microsoft.core. It is okay. So this is so you see the output it is showing here. This is the output it is showing. Why it is showing the output? Somebody can ask me, sir, it is a web application. It should come in the browser, but it is. I am not showing the web application first. I am still using the console.write.line. I am showing you the console application. Okay. So if you want me to show the web application, then you have to disable this. You understand what I am telling you? So I am still showing you the console.write. Intentionally I have shown you this is my app. The output is showing this is my app. But I want to show you the web applications. Okay. Then what you need, just you comment out it. So this is comment out. Then uncomment this one, back. Okay. Now this is it. Now it is there. And Control S, save it. Okay. Now you come here. Now I have to run this program. Now you go for .NET run. Okay. Shall I run? Okay. We run this program. Now let us see whether the output it is coming here or it is going somewhere else. The output it is not showing here. It is showing is listening to the port http://localhost.5000. Okay. Now I come to here and I put it here localhost 5000. So if you run this program now, it will show now what I have written there. I think it is not there. Then I need to do what you have done. Yeah. So this is not thing, I think. Oh, sorry. It is hello final year CSE students, already it has shown, so I am confusing. So hello, what is the output it should come? Hello final year CSE students. Some output it is showing now. So why you are confusing at one time? Hello CSE students, welcome. Hello CSE students, welcome. Okay. So this is another program, I think. So this is the console applications you are writing. Let me close this one. I have to close this one. Two program, it is confusing. Okay. Don't worry for this sort of things. So now you go for your program. Now you are here. Okay. So it is still running. Control C. Sorry, close it. It is still running here. Yeah. Control C. So it has come out all these things. Now I want to run this program, run it. Okay. Now, because parallel two programs are running, it was showing some as the output should come. What is the output? The output, what is the in the program we have written now? Hello CSE students, welcome. Okay, instead of hello CSE students, I say hello BVC CSE student. Hello, caps lock. BVC E colon CSE students. It should come. I put it Control S. Okay. Now I Control C. Then I run this program and run this. Now, okay, it should come. Okay. Yeah, it has come. Now I have to refresh this thing. Hello, BBC CSE students, welcome. It's clear. Now you have some idea about now how to. Okay, I explain that one first. What I have done, let me explain. Okay. Here three things are there. I told you. One is the my webapp.cs project. It is all the packages. You can check it here. Three things are there: properties, SDK, Microsoft. Up to it was there for web. I put dot here, and one is the .NET Core app 2.2 because there it is using something version. I am using 2.2. Then include www is the root folder for this thing. Include which is equal to under double quotation www roots backward slash down double quotation should be there. Then third one is include Microsoft ASP.NET Core this, and this is the razor also because I am some light version I am using. eraser also I am using. So these are the things, the packages I am using, and these are the folders I am using, and whatever the things you want to put it there, it should be there inside this www root. Okay, that is the reason it is there, because you can see it here. Yeah. Okay, don't worry for these things at this moment. It's clear. Now this is my the first program, my webapp.cs project. Okay, this is all the packages it will be there. Then coming the program, at the program.cs, here you see it here I am using all this library here. The namespace is the same program name, and your public class program, that is the program what the file you want to run it here, and public static void mains. So here for command line or console, you are using console.write.line. Here you have write build webhost args dot run method. Okay, and semicolon. So this is the only thing different, remaining all are same. So once you put it here and some other thing, closing all the things of the public static, some iWebhost, these are all things by default it will there, nothing to worry about all the things. So and here only you have to give a link for the startup. Okay, what is the startup you are using? The same name, it should be here the startup and the startup should be same. Okay, okay. And what is the build host you are putting, the same build host name will be also there. So these are things, and you have successful run this program now. Now you can work with anything that I will tell you, and before that I will tell you one more procedure how to do install and all the things to go for the complete development deployment of applications. Okay, now I close it here, this program I close it here, and sorry, this is the thing I go for this one, this program also I close it here, and all the things I do it here. Okay, now I will tell you how to go for these things using some other method. Now I think it is visible, so Control A and delete. Okay, now you need to install this .NET. For that you can go for the latest version, I can say ASP.NET Core 3.3.1 also is available now. I think higher version is there also available. 4 things you need to download. The first one is the Visual Studio 2019, that is Visual Studio 2019. Go for the community edition, otherwise you have to pay money. Community edition. Okay, this is free. Visual Studio 2019 community edition. That .NET Core, then you have to go for second you have to go for .NET Core 3.1, some 1.1 point something, some version it will come, go for that one. And you have to install the SDK, I already show you, don't go for the runtime, you have to go for the SDK. Okay, so it will be with that one, then only it will be suitable for that one. Then and you have to go for the x64 installer, remember. So you are going for if your system is x64, it is only well and good, otherwise you can go whatever things. x64, that is the 64 bit, and you have to go for the installer exe file, don't go for zip file. Okay, installer. Okay, these are things you download. First you downloaded and kept it in your some backup somewhere, and .NET Core 3.1 you did there. Then you are going for SQL Server 2019, that is the developer. Okay, SQL Server 3 dot, this is SQL server it is developer, so developer. So these are you are going to download and install, and while you are installing you see that you provide some password. By default user ID will be SSR, you provide a password and you remember, don't forget. Then SQL server management, that is the things you have to go for that one. Okay, that is the management system or management students, whatever things are there, studio, something like that. So you have to go for the fourth one, that is the 4 dot. You have to go for SQL. You have to go for SQL server, SQL server management, SQL server management, then studio, studio. So these are the things you need to completely download and install in your system, and dedicatedly you can work a complete package. Both it will support the .NET Core and is the latest .NET also, .NET Core also you are using. Okay, so I am trying to develop some application for that one, and I will stop this video here because I have some other work also. So what I appeal to you all, you please go through all the things, you please do view and give like as well as subscribe for these things. If you think it is suitable and it is helpful to you and it is informative, then please do subscribe and view to this thing, and I will be preparing some more supplementary videos and continuous, because we have to do a lot of things for, because I cannot simply download some PowerPoint presentations and I cannot do what I execute, that only I show to my students. I never do any superficial things. So theoretically things, so many things are available, student also know, they can also see a number of videos they can learn, but what I am executing in my system, that only I am showing to you. And thank you all for watching this video, and take care of your health. You the minimum things, never go out of your house, and rather you concentrate on your app and concentrate on your software skills and other things. And if you have time, help your parent for doing something, or develop some packages and some communication skills. That is a better option for you. And never go outside unless otherwise it is a medical ground. Thank you all.